Good morning. Betsy Bell here. I am going to start my conversation this morning by reminding you what we talked about last Thursday. I'm beginning probably a four-part series on how to change your lifestyle to achieve the kind of health goals you want and why that's so challenging. So one of the challenges that we have is how tired we get. And that's probably because of the food we're eating. Last time I talked to you about how I was exercising in high school and then suddenly got a sinus infection and stopped exercising, but kept eating the way I always had been and put on an extra 20 pounds. So there I was, 20 pounds overweight and on a diet, a perpetual diet, until I finally met the person who introduced me to Shaklee. And just by going on protein, multivitamins, and the B complex and a few other little things, my diet, my health changed, my metabolism smoothed out. So why did that happen? What made that happen? Every cell converts the food we eat into energy. And the process by which this happens is called the Krebs cycle, Krebs cycle. A guy many years ago figured out what happens inside the cell that changes food into energy. And so his name was Krebs. And so if you go on the internet right now, you'll find dozens and dozens of YouTubes and lectures on the Krebs cycle, because now everybody who studies biology or medical school, goes to medical school, has to learn what this is. And here's why I decided to learn about it. I was going to lectures on health presented by various Shaklee medical personnel and some of the top leaders in the company. And I was really interested in hearing what this gentleman had to say one Saturday, so I signed up to go. I got there early, and they had the hostess had laid out some of those wonderful Costco muffin tops. I'm sure you know what they are if you've ever gone to Costco, and just picture something really delicious. And it's full of whole grains, right? Oatmeal and raisins and nuts, and so it's got to be healthy. I managed to eat 3 of those, plus a cup of coffee, before the lecture started. Within 30 minutes, I was so sleepy, I couldn't keep my eyes open. The only way I managed to watch this lecture was to stand up at the back of the auditorium and keep moving on my feet in order to stay awake. What happened? Well, the Krebs cycle describes this process of breaking down all the food we take in to glucose. And the glucose produces the energy that we need. Now, if your balance is protein and fat and sugars, complex sugars, like carrots and beets, those are carbohydrates. A lot of people don't even know that vegetables and fruits are carbohydrates. We think of bread and pasta as carbohydrate. Yes, but that's a processed carbohydrate. The carbohydrates that will take longer to metabolize them and to be broken down in the Krebs cycle to produce energy, and therefore use more of the food, the sugars, in actual producing energy, are the ones that are real, that are fresh, and that are available from the store to eat, not the things that are in a package or the Costco muffin tops. So if you really want an energetic output all day long, you need to balance what you're taking in between a protein, which is the amino acids, and the sugars, which are carbohydrates, and the fats, which is called fatty acid, because all 3 of these things are converted into something that stimulates the mitochondria, which are in the brain and in the heart and in all the muscles. That's where the energy goes. So I hope this little tiny and very short description will help you in your choices. When I made the choice to eat 3 muffin tops and drink a cup of coffee, what I did was give my cells too much refined carbohydrate. And what happened inside my body with the coffee, which stimulates your metabolism, in the Krebs cycle, when you have too much sugar in your system, that's when the pancreas produces insulin. And if it's producing insulin over and over and over again to accommodate this cycle, it's going to wear out. And that's the beginning of diabetes. So pay close attention to this what I'm telling you right now. If you have the tendency to have eat a sweet breakfast and coffee, and then you get a slump around 10:30 in the morning, you go back to your cup of coffee and maybe have a little another something that's sweet, you're stimulating that cycle over and over and over again, and the pancreas is trying so hard to keep up, to send insulin into this cycle to help metabolize the sugars. Pretty soon it's going to wear out. This is why it's so important to get a good balance. If your goal is to have energy all day long, smoothly energy all day long, if your goal is to eat up some of the fat that you're gathering around your belly, then try changing the balance between the refined foods that you're eating and the raw foods that you're eating, to change the carbohydrate complex that's going into your system. Have a better balance of protein. Personally, I prefer plant-based proteins, and we can talk about that another time. It's better for the environment, and it's better for your body than heavy meat, and certainly hamburger and things like that, and sausages. So just, if you have questions, I hope you'll get back to me. I'd love to answer any of them I can. And after I post this, I'm going to post the link to the video that I like the best to describe the Krebs cycle, if you'd like to learn more about that. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to hear your results as you achieve the kind of energy level that you would like. Now, if you want products that help with this, the multivitamins, the Vital E, and the protein, the plant-based protein energy source that I drink every day in my smoothies, go to HIHOHEALTH, that's hihohealth.com. That's my personal Shaklee website. Thanks for watching. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.